Hello and welcome, Virgo. This is Kat's Real Life Mystic Tarot. Thank you for joining me. I know that it's not hard to find my channel, or that it is hard to find my channel, very hard. I can't even find my videos if I try. So I appreciate the time and the effort it takes to find this video. So thank you for coming. This is your video for September 2019. And I like to begin, as I get into your energy, I do a meditation. And whatever images come to me, no matter what they are, I'm going to communicate to you and my interpretation of them. So today, as I was meditating for Virgo, I had a vision of a person bundled up and in deep snow, possibly in the far north, Yukon, Eskimo type territory, and trudging through deep snow without really snowshoes, but bundled up. And as I was watching, this person arrives into the village and starts to greet with great joy the various people that he knows in the village. And the sensation I have and the feeling I had was of great belonging, joy, a sense of home, a sense of community, and all those wonderful feelings you have when you're in the right group. And my interpretation of this for you is that it's time for you to find your soul group, your group that feeds and nourishes you, makes you feel like you're at home. If you don't have it, you need to find it. I don't know if you maybe need to cut out those that you know are not part of your soul group and draw in those that you have that feeling for. But my sense of this vision was that your joy and your satisfaction in life is about being part of a community. So that was my vision for that. And then I did draw a major arcana for you. I got the Wheel of Fortune. And I meditated on that for a couple minutes, and I didn't get the traditional interpretation of it. What kept going into my head, what Spirit was telling me, is it's what comes around goes around. What comes around goes around kept going into my head, and that's not the meaning of this typically. But I think it's talking about the wheel of karma, and the good deeds will not go unnoticed. The things that you have done that were good will be rewarded at some time. There's no such thing as instant karma, but there's, things come to justice. They come out, they equalize. So don't worry about those that have wronged you. They will meet their end. Don't worry that you've given without received. You will get your reward. So this is the energy I got from that. So I'll begin our reading, and I have the Thelema deck and the Fountain deck. I'm going to start with the Fountain deck. I just felt like that was the one for today. Okay, so I do a horoscope spread. So I'm going to get energies from every part of what's going on with you now, and this is for September. So all my decks are shuffled, pre-shuffled, and then I'll just shuffle them just to charge them up a little bit before we begin. First, second, third. Virgo. So what I think I'll do, I have a major arcana in your 10th house. I think I'll start with your career. So what I see going on here is some movement in your career, some fast movement in the 10th house, the Chariot. So something is changing, something's moving on. You're moving possibly to a new job. You might be moving up in your job or moving to a different division of your job. But there's strong energies, and you need to just harness, like they traditionally show, like the horse is kind of wanting to go in two different directions, and you can imagine how hard that would be to handle. So you have to harness your energies, your emotional energies, your spiritual energies, the energies of those around you as you move on to this new position. And the other career house I have is the 6th house. And we have a 5 of Swords here. So there's someone that wants to play dirty, and or maybe thinks that you played dirty to get to where your position is. Is there any change that is going on with your position? And so they may be, you know, being a little snarky, talking about you, trying to undermine you, playing that kind of game. Now, this doesn't say exactly who's playing those games. If it's you, Aquarius, it's not satisfactory in the end. If it's someone else, and I'll clarify it later, but don't stoop to that level. You don't need to. This is a lower card than your 10th house card. This is the 6th house, a house of service. And the 10th house is really your career and reputation. So your career and reputation is trumping this situation. So really stay on the up and up, have belief in yourself, and move forward. The energies want to take you forward. Just a little bit about what's going on with you personally, your image to others. A charismatic person, but kind of holding back. So you're holding back, maybe possibly because you're being criticized. Don't allow that to happen. When somebody's attacking you, or you know, just trying to watching you, looking for you to trip up, make a mistake, not, you know, your idiosyncrasies trying to undermine you. Don't let it take away from your expression. Express everything you need to express. Be the full person that you are. Don't damp it down. You have charisma and inspiration, and you can get people to follow you. So if this is a leadership position, you have it. You know, just bring it back out. Don't be discouraged by those around you. Okay, a little bit of just about your values. I have the Hierophant in reverse. You have traditional. Your values are traditional, but you don't feel like that's being followed, or you feel like they shouldn't always be followed, that it should be flexible. So I'm feeling like if there are rules at the company where you're working and they're just not working for the company's benefit, you may want to change and bend and stretch those rules. So you're looking at kind of outside of the box. So you're playing outside of the box. So these are things that you value is a little bit the inspiration to make innovative changes. That's one of them. And kind of non-traditional. You may have been brought up to believe that traditional behavior and values are necessary for growth and for success. And you're finding that maybe that's not entirely true, and you're starting to push outside the box. So something like that is going on. And from there, let's just go to your mental energies. What's going on in the 3rd house, and this is kind of where your thoughts are. 2 of Cups in reversed. So you're feeling that, or you're needing to feel like these people are not necessarily your friends, they're your colleagues. So you might have to, oops, I lost my video. This is the second time this has happened, but we'll go ahead with it. Anyways, you're feeling that maybe you shouldn't regard your colleagues as friends, and you should possibly keep some things to yourself in terms of your personal life or what have you. Yeah, so that's probably in your mind is, you know, compartmentalizing, like, these people I can speak with about everything, and these people I need to maintain a little bit of distance from, something along those lines. In terms of relationship, you could be having thoughts of relationship and the loss of a relationship. 2 of Cups in reverse means something slipping in your mind. You're feeling like your relationship is slipping. It's just not quite where it once was. And you're having thoughts about whether you want to rebuild or let it go type feeling. So let's move on to relationship a little bit here. So in relationship, I have your 5th house. So in your 5th house, Ace of Swords. So something's going on. I think you have knowledge of, I mean, I guess what I was just saying, that you know that something's slipping, there's some drifting apart, there's something going on, you're aware of it. You may actually know what's causing it. So I'll just leave it at that for now. In the 7th house, Judgment. Okay, so there's an awakening here in the 7th house. So if you are married or in a committed relationship, you're having a calling, an understanding, a knowledge, either that this relationship is meant to be or that it's not meant to be. And I could have 2 groups of people that are watching this. So I'll clarify a little bit and see if I can get a little more clarity of which, generally speaking, which way it's going. But this is an awakening. This is an enlightenment. We'll clarify that. In your home life, there is a sense of burden. So you may have been very busy with work. You may have let things slide. That might be the cause of any relationship issues. Maybe you don't have time, even if it's just dating and you just don't have time. If you're single, absolutely single, you're thinking that you don't have a relationship and that you're burdened in the home because you're just too busy to have a relationship. And in the 7th house, you're coming to an awakening that time is passing by and maybe you do need to think about these things. So that's for those that are single. They may just be too busy. But it's possibly time to think about that. And along those lines, we were talking about working too hard in the 8th house, which is it's sex, taxes, death, and psychological states. And I feel like you are working very hard for a payoff in the future, possibly for a 401k, a retirement plan. You're looking towards the future to put everything away. And you might be wasting your young life a little bit by obsessing so much about those things, because life is to live and no one knows how long their life is going to be. So you have to enjoy the moment. You have to enjoy the day. When I have this in your 8th house and I have this in your 4th house, I'm feeling like you're not enjoying life. You're a little bit burdened, a lot burdened. But possibly you feel like it's the final push. Like sometimes this is the final push, like climbing a mountain and it's the final mile or something like that. And if you just get through that, then you can let go. Okay, so this is a possibility. And this also could lead to that conclusion. So if you're just doing that and it's just meaning like the next 6 months have to be devoted to that and you're going to let everything fall by the wayside, fine. Just do it because, it will pay off in the end. But if this is going to be an ongoing thing, it's going to detract from your life, the value of your life. And actually, if you think back to my meditation, the real value in that person's life was his community, feeling of home, feeling of acceptance, feeling of belonging. Don't sacrifice all of that to have, retirement money. Everyone should believe me, everyone should sock some money away for sure. But I'm just saying, don't overdo it. Okay. So let's see. In the 11th house, 3 of coins in reverse. You're working with groups of people and you feel actually like they may not be working quite to the level that you're working. So you're in a partnership, but you're feeling like you're carrying more of the load a little bit, like they're sloughing off. So yeah, try to delegate, try to, get things moving. Alternatively, you may be looking for someone to work with you and you're not really finding that person. This card is the 3 of coins. It's positioned in reverse. So basically it's working in partnership and creating something of value, of major value, of like a genius work. And you have the idea for a genius work, but maybe not the community to put it together. being that the 11th house is about social groups. So again, and it also could be going back to the meditation where you don't have the social group that gives you the support that you need, and you might have to eliminate some people in your life and create more time for those that are really valuable. So there's something like that happening. Something, this is the 12th house, and this is something you actually really don't know about. And this is the 10 of coins in reverse. So you don't know what's coming in the future, and it looks like something amazing. So keep your eyes open. The 10 of coins really represents having it all, having the house, the dog, the 2 children, and the husband, if that's your ideal. So all of that wants to come through. So we're going to want to, just don't obsess so much about what I was just talking about, like work and money and that, and keep one eye or one ear peeled to possibilities and people that could come into your life and community that can come into your life, those things that are of intangible value, that are not cash and money. Okay, so let's clarify really quick. I was saying that, and this is the Thelema deck I'm going to use. Let's clarify this 7th house, this awakening. What awakening are we having within? This is for those Virgos that are in a relationship of commitment. Let's see what we get for that. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm thinking that you may be awakening to your healthy self. So the Queen of Pentacles is really you. It represents you. And you're thinking of yourself now within this relationship, and maybe the best thing for yourself is to possibly let it go, or it could be doing some counseling to get through this, or becoming more balanced yourself if you're having some issues. Let's do one more for that, because she's typically pretty healthy but health conscious. Seven of Wands. So you're pretty embattled. Okay, so if you want to maintain this relationship, and this is the one, it's going to be quite a battle. This is winning, but being pushed to the ultimate to win. So within this relationship, I don't know if you guys are fighting. The fighting or the arguments, maybe you're not compatible, because to constantly live like this is too much stress. It could mean that to save the relationship is really going to take so much out of you, and your health might be in jeopardy because of anxiety or what have you. So you have to really ponder if it's worth saving the relationship or not. If it is, and it's possible that the relationship does bring you health and balance. It's not clear as to whether it's taking away or giving balance. But it's something you already know, because in the 5th house you had the Ace of Swords. So you know which way it needs to go. You know how it's affecting your health. So in regards to that, let it go if you need to, get some therapy if you need to, balance it somehow, balance yourself. Let me see what you know. That might help us a little bit better. So what do you know about this relationship? What do you know about this? Ooh, something jumped. Page of Pentacles. That would be a youthful earth energy. He might be somewhat immature. He might be a little bit of a stress and strain to you because of the immaturity, maybe with money, maybe with various things, maybe with jobs. And it could be a she. Sorry, I usually go to he. I know most of the viewers are female, but I know we have males out there. So yeah, work issues for the partner. That could be it. Naivete, kind of a youthful. Yeah, and it's a burden. So there's our Nine of Wands again. Where did I have Nine of Wands before? In your home. So yeah, a bit of a burden, this person. So you already know. And just a little bit about what's moving forward. The Chariot energy for September for Virgo. What's happening in their career house? How are they moving forward? What is going on? King of Wands. So either you are becoming the King of Wands, you're getting a boss type position, or you have a boss that really likes your work, that's promoting your position, or you're just getting on top of the game. So there's some real progress being made. This guy is the perfect, charismatic boss. So moving forward, if you have something, a job that you're interested in where it involves charisma and leading people, that type of thing, you're on the right track with that. So that looks pretty good. The relationship, yeah, you have to figure that one out. It looks like this person's really burdening you, that they're not quite mature yet. And you're really maybe burdening yourself a little bit with thoughts of your future and money in the future. I have the Moon card in reverse in your ninth house. Your ninth house is higher education. It could be, and what I'm getting from that is you feel like a little bit insecure because you don't feel like your education matches your aspiration, that you don't have it. This you can disregard because it's an illusion. It's really, you are equipped to do whatever you want to do. It's just an illusion that you feel like you need more credentials, more traditional documents that credit you and make you validate you, that type of thing. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Let's do, this is an interesting deck. It's called I think the Tarot Oracle of Mystical Moments. This will just give me something in addition. It's a very unusual card deck, so I'll get something that's kind of a little bit, like it says, mystical. Sleeping Beauty's Dream. So what I get from this is, if your dreams look like this, with so much entanglement and chaos, it's a little bit too much going on in the mind. You're overthinking, overdoing. You have a dream of your future, but you're not living right now. It's a little bit too much. You might need to try and take a walk or do various things, whatever it is that you can do to let your mind relax. Just let your mind relax. Just as an example, really quick, I usually do this. If you just take a few deep breaths and gaze into this flame, I'm going to do it with you, and release. Inhale and release. And let everything out. Inhale, hold, and release. If you do anything that is so simple, it takes a minute, and it brings the crazy brain and the things going on just down a notch. So just take a moment for yourself. I'm going to go ahead to the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and I'll get a card for you there. Let's see if that ties up. Earth. Grounding. Okay. Very much in keeping with your Virgo spirit. So you're definitely in accordance with your Earth nature. You guys see that? There we go. Okay. When the Earth symbol appears, it represents a need to focus on reverence and appreciation for the natural gifts that are coming to you now and always. The concrete world you inhabit is there by the grace of spirit, and you are part of it. Much can be accomplished now when you focus on compassionate, reverent service to the world. If you act with integrity, gratitude, and humility, you will find yourself more prosperous than you can imagine. That's your 12th house. I said the prosperity coming. Success is assured when the earth appears as an invitation. There's a second part to this. I think I'll read it just because I think it's applicable to what's going on. Do you feel ungrounded or easily thrown off your path lately? It is time to focus on what nurtures you, to open yourself to the healing of Mother Earth and see the abundant world around you. Perhaps you have lost the ability to trust that your needs will be met and have fallen prey to poverty consciousness. Perhaps you have not been eating well, been overworking and stress, and forgotten to breathe in the beauty of your surroundings. When the Spirit of Earth comes as your medicine, you're being reminded that when you practice self-care, take a walk in nature, and focus on the consciousness of abundance, miracles can and do happen. That's beautiful. And it so suits you, Virgo, for what's going on in September. So I hope that helps you, and I'll see you next month. Thanks.